we do it.
The next lesson that I learned is that there will be good and bad seasons in your life. There will be times where it'll be very fruitful, and then there will be dry seasons. And I want you guys to enjoy all of these seasons as fully as possible. You may be asking, like, how can I enjoy a time when a loved one has passed away, or if I lose my job, or if I'm in a situation I don't want to be? And I can honestly say that you can definitely find joy in these times, even if you are suffering or going through something. Learn to experience your emotions fully, and learn to also look for the good in every situation. If someone that you love passes away, yes, you're going to be sad, and yes, you're going to be missing those times, but it's also a celebration of life for someone that you cared for deeply. Try to think of all of the great memories you created with this person, and try not to think about the things you regret, but instead apply those to changes you're going to do with all the people that you still love and have, and change that for the future. If you're in a situation where you're in a job you don't like and you're waiting to move up to a different position, take that time to learn more about yourself, about your skills, to learn as much as possible, and to use these lessons of hardship for when you are in a place where you're more successful in a job that you do like. What I'm saying is, learn to appreciate all of the bad times and appreciate the good times even more, because you know that you went through a very hard, long struggle to get to the good times. And it's just so important to always appreciate life, because if we're always looking forward to the good times in life, our bad times are just going to be a time that we overlook, and you don't want to do that. It's like, just learn to appreciate what you have right now and enjoy that. For example, right now our house is not where we want it to be. We want it to be at a certain point, but we are learning to enjoy this home that we are building up from the ground, essentially. Well, not the home, but like the homestead. And appreciate that, because we know that one day we'll have chickens and goats and cows and pigs back there, and we'll be making like our own food, and we'll have a garden and everything. But right now we're appreciating the process that it takes to get there, and it's a lot of hard work, but we're learning so much and having fun with it, and we're going to get to share it all with you guys too. So this next point I want to make is learn to be okay in solitude and enjoy your own company. This one comes to me very easily because I grew up as an only child for a very long time, and I grew up in social settings for adults mainly. I wasn't around a lot of children, and so oftentimes I was alone, either reading, journaling, drawing, whatever it was. I was okay with being alone. Even now, and in high school, I was okay with sitting down by myself. Now I'm okay going out on my own and just enjoying life and really being observant about it. But I know that a lot of people out there find these social situations very difficult, and they might even cause anxiety because you're afraid to be seen alone or just sit down by yourself. And I definitely think it's important for us to really try to enjoy ourselves and be okay with only us and being in solitude and enjoying your own company. I think that you are your greatest friend, and no one knows you better than you do. And arguably sometimes we don't even know ourselves. So it's very important that you take time to figure out who you are and what you enjoy, and really always have conversations with yourself and try to do more things by yourself. If you struggle with actually being able to go out into these social settings on your own, you should definitely challenge yourself to go get a cup of coffee on your own this week, or go sit down and eat a meal in a crowded place by yourself. So definitely try to enjoy being by yourself, because like I said, people will come in and out of your life all the time, and you are that one constant factor in your own life. This next one is so important, and I feel like this is something that is very much out there in social media nowadays. Like, people are definitely promoting this a lot more, which makes me so happy because it is super, super important. And this is, take time to figure out who you are. You need to learn who you are to figure out what you want to do in life. And I don't mean who you are as in like titles and what you want to do in life and your career path. Like, those are all things you're going to accomplish, but those are not things that make you you. Like, yes, you're a mom, a teacher, and an aunt and a sister to someone, but that's just a title of something that you are. You need to figure out who you are to your core as a person, what type of person you are. Are you a very kind person? Are you a mean person? Like, figure out these things about yourself and learn to correct the things that you don't like, and learn to definitely work even more on the things that you do like to make yourself the best person possible. I think it's so important for us to reflect on who we are and what we enjoy doing and the things that motivate us and give us joy, because this will help us as we navigate through life and the decisions that we make, as well as in the relationships that we create with people. And if we don't take the time to actually figure out who we are, as opposed to like going through our day by days, just kind of living the ins and outs, we won't be able to enjoy life to the fullest. I am so thankful to be getting this year off. I call this my gap year, to figure out who I am and what I enjoy doing. But I'm also really thankful for my year at NAPS, because I figured out the type of resilient person that I was, and just how much I was able to grow and do on my own. And I just think that is super duper important that you guys take the time to do. Even if you're going to school, even if you're working right now, whatever it is that you may be doing, just take that time to really discover more about yourself. And this is another thing that I wish high schools would have touched more upon, is not just figuring out what you want to do for your life, but figuring out what you want to do for yourself and who you are. And I think this is something more and more people should do, especially in high school, because in high school our responsibilities are limited a lot more than right now when we're in adulthood, because now we either have to work to provide for ourselves, or even pay rent, or to pay for school. School isn't free anymore, things like that. And those things can get in the way of us actually making time to discover ourselves. So I think if you're in high school right now, this is the perfect time for you to do a lot of self-discovery, so definitely take advantage of that time. Number 8 is develop healthy habits and routines and constantly revise them. I think this one is so important, because I think that it is very important to take care of your mind and your spiritual well-being, but it's also important to take care of your health and your physical well-being. And I don't necessarily mean to focus too much on like your physical aspect, as in how you look, really what you're putting into your body and what you're doing with your body. And by that I mean like food choices and exercising routines, and like the schedules you create for yourself. Like, make sure you guys are getting a good amount of sleep, and you're drinking a lot of water, and you're eating very good foods. Study up on food groups and the amount of calories you need to eat a day to be in a healthy limit. Definitely try to limit your intake of bad foods, and try to eat more healthy and satisfying foods as well. I think it's very important for you to take care of your body and just your appearance, not because it's going to make you look better, but it's also going to make you feel better, and that'll definitely all affect your mental health in the long run, and just your ability to continue on through days and accomplish very simple menial tasks. I'm all for this whole body positivity movement, but there is a point where I do believe there is lines to be drawn, and I believe that that is when people hit like anorexia and bulimia or severe obesity. I think that yes, you can celebrate your body, but at that point it becomes something very unhealthy, and promoting that and saying that those bodies are still beautiful when you're actually just breaking them down because you're trying to fit some societal standards, or because you're trying to fit a very unhealthy craving or relationship with food, is not okay. And I hate that a lot of media nowadays have basically glamorized that. There is a point where too much food is way too much, and too little food is too much. And I think that, like I said, we need to develop healthy relationships with our bodies and figure out what our body needs, because my food and exercise routine is going to be different than my husband's, and it's going to be different than the other girl down the street. So make sure you figure out who you are, what you want to accomplish with your body, and what you want to do. It's perfectly okay if you don't want to become a bodybuilder. Like, that's fine. You don't have to have like a great ass and abs to be happy. Like, that is not going to bring you happiness in life. What's going to bring you happiness in life is you being comfortable with who you are and learning to truly express yourself, but also being healthy about it at the same time. So point number 9 that I want to make is don't lose touch with your inner child. And by that, I mean just try to hone in who you were when you were younger, how carefree, how joyful and happy you were, and how a lot of things that bother us now didn't bother us then. And I believe that the world would be so much of a better place if people tended to live more like children, and the little things in life were things that didn't faze us. Like, don't take yourself too seriously. I think that the moment you start to think that you can't have fun and you can't be joyful over things, then that is a serious problem. I think that there is obviously a time and place for when to act like a child, but it's always a good thing to get excited over things. The last lesson that I have for you in this video is learn to appreciate others and celebrate in their successes. A lot of times we think that it's just about us and only what we want to do and how we want to succeed, and we think that all of our friends and family members and people in our close circles are just our supporting roles in our main character lives, and that is absolutely not true. I've been blessed to have such an amazing circle, and I always have to remind myself to always tell them how much they mean to me and how much I appreciate them, but also how much I want to celebrate in with them and their successes. Even if it's a big or a small success, I want to be a part of that as well, as much as they are a part of things in my life. And I think that that is so important, that we are very genuine when we celebrate other people, as opposed to just being fake about it or being jealous. There's really no need to not be happy for other people when they succeed. There is so many opportunities and chances at being successful in this world that I believe anyone can have great opportunities if they work hard enough for them. And if your friends are doing really great things, you should be extremely proud of them, because you get to be there alongside them, cheering them on, and they probably appreciate your support as well. So I definitely don't understand that stigma where friends, they get really competitive and then they use that really negative energy to just kind of try to one-up each other. And that can be a very dangerous thing, because sometimes you're not being genuine when you're sharing in their successes just because you're not the one winning at that time. And I think that's something that a lot of us need to learn, where we put our ego aside and actually are happy for those people in our close circles. So thank you guys again for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I only gave you 10 of the lessons that I learned, so make sure you guys subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can get the other half of this video. I have so many more lessons I want to share with you guys, and like I said earlier, if I can just touch one person's life with these, then I will be extremely happy. If you guys want, comment down below which one of these lessons resonated the most with you, or any of your thoughts on what I spoke about today. I really hope that you guys can learn something from this and take something away from this, or share it with people you think might need to hear these things. And like always, happy homesteading and glory to God, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and see you guys next time for our other half of this video.